Hey, what's up, you guys? I am back with another video. Thank you all for the support that I have gotten so far on my recent video, which was, I believe, the first one that I made and posted that Monday. Thank you all, for the support and for the recent subscribers that I've gotten. So thank you guys. Today's video is actually a suggested topic from a really good friend of mine, Tanya. She asked, "What is one thing or something that you've learned about love that only experience could teach you?" Me personally, I guess something that has really stuck with me is that love, if for a relationship to work, for it to really, really work, the love has to be unconditional on both behalves. And when I say, unconditional, that means in every aspect. Whether, your partner has hurt you, lied, whatever the case may be. If they did something that, you didn't like and it upset you, are you willing to forgive that person? Are you willing to continue your relationship with that person? Regardless of the possibility of it happening again. That is something that, I feel like nowadays it's definitely not tolerated whatsoever. You lie, you cheat, that's it. A lot of people will cut you off immediately. Nobody wants to have their time wasted. Absolutely nobody wants to have their time wasted. But also, I don't think a lot of people are willing to stick out those, really rough periods in the relationship. And I mean, it's not to say that cheating is okay. It's not to say that lying is okay, because that is not the case at all. But, you know, there's something that I've always believed, and that is, besides death, change is one of the other things that is absolutely inevitable. It is a guarantee, no matter what. Just like the seasons, they all change, emotions change, feelings change, and people change. I mean, it's bound to happen. And whether you're willing to continue trying to keep that flame burning with your significant other, that's totally up to you. Ultimately, it's your decision. But I've learned that in order for that flame to really burn and to continue burning, there's got to be some type of, you know, I guess you've got to be willing to just give that unconditional love. There's got to be an understanding. And at the end of the day, I mean, if you decide, hey, you know what, this isn't for me, no, I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to tolerate that. And you choose to, walk away, close the door behind you, by all means, I respect that. Everyone has their boundaries. Everyone has their way of forgiving. Some of us believe in second chances, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. Some of us don't believe in a second chance at all, or far beyond that. So, really, I mean, I guess it would be up to the, parties in the relationship. Are you willing to work out those really rough periods? Are you willing to stick that out and see what could come of, you guys talking this situation out? And I feel like that's another problem too. And another thing actually that I've learned is communication. When it comes to love, communication is a huge factor. You've got to be willing to express whatever it is that may be on your mind, whatever it is that you may be feeling. You've got to just be willing to be completely open, honest, transparent, and vulnerable with your partner. If not, then obviously that's probably not going to end well, because no one's saying anything. There's nothing being said, and nothing's gonna get resolved at all. That way nothing's gonna get resolved. You'll get no answers from each other. Assumptions will be made, and then tension is created. And that leaves room for a toxic relationship. Uh, and that's something you don't want. I mean, I myself, I've had, failed relationships. I've failed my partner. In the past, I've had my moments where I've been on the, shit end of the stick. Ooh, probably shouldn't have said that, but I've been on the bad end of the stick. Okay. And I've also been, I've been the liar, I've been the cheater. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm perfect. I'm not going to sit here and paint some, you know, pretty picture of myself, because that's not the case. I'm just about as human, if not more, than any of you. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to say that I'm some flawless individual that has everything figured out. Again, these are just my thoughts, my experiences, things that I've learned um, along my journey. And I've had my fair share of heartbreaks. I've also been, heartbroken. You know, it's all a balance. Everything comes with it's polar opposite. So you get what you give, and sometimes, I mean, you know, not everyone's willing to tolerate what you're giving, especially if it's not worth their time and energy. So yeah, that being said, all that to say that uh, I would say that the major things that I've learned is you've got to be willing to love unconditionally, and of course, you can have boundaries. Even loving unconditionally, you can have boundaries. Obviously, you want people to respect you and not just walk all over you just because you're forgiving and you're willing to work things out. All right, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. My phone just kind of like shut down on me. I had to like go through and I guess make some space. I don't know, but like I was saying, um, it's good to have boundaries. You know, even if you do, even if you are loving unconditionally, you can do so and still have your boundaries. Nobody wants to be walked all over and taken advantage of. I mean, it results in nothing ultimately. Um, I speak from experience, so like I said, I'm not perfect, and if there's somebody out there that is, then hey, kudos to you, much respect. You've got it figured out. We're all still learning. So, but that is definitely one thing or two things that I myself have learned is just being able to love unconditionally and communication. Obviously, there's other things as well. Um, those two were really huge for me, I guess. And again, just my thoughts, my perspective. I would love to know about you guys, though. What is something that you, the viewer, have learned about love, that one can only learn from experience. I do hope to hear from many of you. I feel like it is a topic that should definitely be open for discussion, um, because I mean it's just like I said, not a lot of people take the time to really work things out when it comes to a relationship hitting rough spots. I mean, let's just say a relationship hitting rock bottom. Uh, the way that I see it is if a person, myself, were to be hitting rock bottom. Um, if I hit rock bottom, whether it be unfortunate events that have caused it, or maybe it's my own decisions that have caused it. But regardless, I would not want to be abandoned or, shunned just because, I'm at my lowest point. And relationships are going to get to their lowest points at some point. Something will happen, something will change. There's two people. You guys are two different people, two, you know, individuals. So I don't expect, nor would I mean, I wouldn't think that you guys would all think the same. Um, and and I'm proud of the ones that can stick it out, that can figure it out, that can talk about things without necessarily having to holler or cause these big scenes and get super dramatic, and just cut ties immediately. Um, I definitely respect those couples because it isn't easy. Love isn't easy. Learning how to love and what it means to be loved is very difficult. Um, especially for those who grew up not really knowing what that even means. You're seeing a broken household. Your dad, your mom is, cheating and lying and doing this and that, and it's abusive or whatever the case may be. That's a whole nother topic. We'll save that for another video. But this one is for this topic. And again, thank you, Tanya. She is the one that suggested this particular topic. She suggested, a few more, and those will be up soon as well. But this was one that I definitely just wanted to talk about. For some reason, it just stood out to me. So yeah, I'm sharing my thoughts about it, my experiences, what I've learned, and what I feel is important to myself. Lessons that I've picked up for myself. But again, I really would like to hear from you guys, and just to kind of see where you guys stand and what it is that you've learned, and just kind of get a different perspective. I like to be able to do that. I like to, I guess, see maybe there's something that I'm not seeing. But yeah, and if you do have any suggestions for any future content, any topics, please, by all means, leave a comment. If not, if you don't feel comfortable doing so, feel free to shoot me a DM, and yeah, we'll make it happen. I'll get that video made. But this one's probably going to be a lot shorter. I know my other one was like half an hour long. This one's going to be, probably not even half of that, or maybe it is. I don't know. I don't even know when the other video cut off, but whatever. Here's the other half of it. I just got off of work and got back home like around 4:30 or so. Been up since like 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, as soon as I got here, I had to get like showered, cleaned up, so that I could get this video made for you guys. Because I wanted to pull through with, what I said I'd do. And I said that I would release another video today at 6, and that is exactly what I will do. It might be like 6:30ish, but depending upon editing. But anyways, it is Thursday. It is a beautiful day. The weather's been great. It was a little chilly this morning. It was actually pretty cold. I'm lying. It was pretty cold this morning. Not gonna lie, but I don't know. I was with it. I was with it. Okay, so it did it again. I'm not sure what's going on, but I'm going to end the video here. Like I said, I'm sorry if it's a lot shorter than my other one. Who knows? Maybe some of you are glad that it's not that long. You can watch it in a much shorter time frame, and it won't take up too much of your, evening. But yeah, thank you all again so much for the love, the support, the encouragement, and for these suggestions. I look forward to hearing from many of you, and talking to you all again very soon. As always, much love and positive energy to you all. Have a great rest of your week and have a fantastic weekend. Please be safe. And I will see you all again next Monday.